Before switching on the machine, check that the chemicals connected to the machine have adequate levels. If the chemical bottles are below a quarter, change and decant the remainder of the chemicals into the new bottle once the level comes down. Always remember to use the appropriate PPE equipment when handling chemicals. The rinse aid has a coloured tubing. The detergent has a clear transparent tubing. Be aware not to get these mixed up. Next, make sure the machine has all components fitted. Check the fine filter and wash pump filter are correctly fitted. Then ensure the surface scrap trays are also located. We now need to fit the upper and lower wash and rinse arm assemblies. The upper wash arm has dark grey quick release tabs as well as the word UP written on it. Now that all components are in position, we're ready to switch on. First of all, check if the water supply to the machine is switched on and is not obstructed. Turn on the mains electricity supply to the machine via the external isolator. The machine will perform self-diagnostics. Close the door once the display shows dashes. Press the main power button to turn on for the day. At this point, if the machine is fitted with an internal water softener and it requires salt, the display will indicate salt and the far right-hand bar will be orange. Please follow the resalting procedure. The machine will take approximately 20 minutes to fill, depending on power and water connected. The machine will display tank and boiler temperatures throughout the filling process. The left-hand bar will scroll from the top downwards, indicating that the wash tank isn't at the program temperature. The right-hand bar will be green if everything's well. Wait for the dot to stop flashing and the left-hand bar to show up as a fully illuminated line. The machine is now ready to run a cycle. We have a power button on the display, a special programs button, a standard programs button, and a start button. The right-hand status bar works on a traffic light system. It'll either be green, which indicates all is well, orange, indicating the machine is doing a regeneration cycle or needs input from the user. If the reg message is shown, this indicates that the machine is carrying out a regeneration process. There's no input needed by the end user, and you can continue to operate cycles whilst this message is displayed. If the right-hand bar becomes red and an error code message is displayed, turn the machine off and back on again. Refer to the user manual for error code details or contact your supplier for further advice if the error code still appears when switching the machine back on. Now going through the wash programs available. Under normal operation, we would use the standard cycles. Please refer to the user manual for specific program details. Each model has additional special programs. Press the SP button to scroll through your available programs and refer to the user manual for specific program details. There's also a cleaning cycle which must be used at the end of the day to finally drain the machine down. This will run for approximately 10 minutes. Finally, there's a drain program, which is a partial self-clean and quick drain cycle that can be used mid-service to change the water in the wash tank. Performing a wash cycle. Open the door of the machine. Here we have a loaded basket which has been scraped and pre-rinsed prior to loading into the machine. Please note, if using a metal scourer for scraping, make sure any fragments are fully rinsed off before being loaded into the dishwasher. This will help prevent false error codes and poor wash results. The basket must be loaded correctly to ensure all items within will wash properly. We then push it into the machine and close the door and select the appropriate cycle. For general washing, press the P button until PR2 is shown. Then push the Start button to initiate the washing cycle. The selected cycle will start automatically when the door is closed. When the door is open, the screen will show AS to indicate the auto start function is enabled. The left-hand status bar will build from the bottom to the top, showing the cycle progress. When the display shows the message End, open the door and move the basket. Place it somewhere safe to allow the items to completely dry, ready for reuse. Keep the door closed during operational service to avoid the temperature reducing and wasting energy. Displaying temperatures. Your machine is capable of showing you the temperatures. To have this on permanently, push and hold the P button when the machine is full and fully up to temperature. The machine will show the tank and boiler temperatures as well as the current cycle selected. Push and hold the P button to take the temperature off the display, after which the machine will revert back to just the cycle selected. Alternatively, to see the machine's temperature or cycle counter, push and hold the Start button. It'll show tank temperature, boiler temperature, then a cycle counter. This sequence will display twice, then revert to the selected cycle. At the end of day or end of service. To change the water in the tank halfway through the day, we can select the drain cycle using the P button to select DR. Then push the Start button to initiate the program selected. This is a very quick draining cycle which drains the machine and rinses the cabinet. The partial self-clean cycle will be complete when the display shows dashes. At the end of the day, select CLE1 and press Start. The cleaning cycle will drain, run the wash pump, drain, rinse and finally drain. This self-clean cycle takes around 10 minutes depending on the model. The self-clean cycle is completed once the dashes are displayed. Next, open the door. Remove the lower and upper wash and rinse arm assemblies. Next, we'll need to remove the internal scrap trays whilst ensuring not to spill any debris collected back into the tank. Now remove the wash pump filter by pulling it to the front corner of the wash tank to dislocate easily from the machine. Then remove the fine filter. Clean all components that have been removed and wipe the wash tank surface to remove any debris using a non-abrasive sponge or paper towel. Ensure the wash and rinse jets are clean. The arms have a cap which can be removed for easier cleaning. Now we reassemble the machine. First, your clean filters. Then refit the surface scrap trays. Finally, we need to replace the wash and rinse arms. When you've finished putting the machine back together, always leave the door open overnight to allow the chamber to dry. Salting procedure. If your dishwasher has an internal water softener and displays the message salt, it requires salt for the regeneration of the internal water softener. Remove the upper and lower wash and rinse arm assemblies and scrap trays. Remove the salt cap located on the left-hand corner of the machine. You'll need 750 grams of granular salt. You'll require 3 jugs filled to the 250 cc mark to fill up the water softener using the funnel. Decant 3 jugs of salt into the softener to fill it up completely. Remove any salt which is left resting on the surface. Replace and screw up the salt cap. Be careful not to over-tighten. Refit all components back in their place and put the machine into a self-cleaning cycle. Select the CLE1 cycle using the P button. Close the door and press the Start button. The dashes will show when the cycle is completed. For more information, please refer to the user manual provided with the machine or contact your supplier.